Hi, this is Richard Quack here, coming to you from Malaysia. I would like to welcome you to my live video, and in today's session, I would like to talk about personal development. And the topic is, do you want to author your own book? Now, I know a lot of people have fear and doubt about this particular topic, but I want to share with you that everyone has a book within them. Everyone, that includes you, and you. Everyone has a book within them. Why do I say that? Because you know things that you are passionate about. Do you agree with me? I'm sure there are things that you know that you are so passionate about. And sometimes people say, will people buy what I have? Well, the thing is that in the world, there are a lot of people who are looking for information that you have. So that is why I would encourage you that, everyone has a book within them. The only thing is that they are not sure of how to go about it, and they don't have the confidence, they have fear, and they have doubt. So in this particular topic, in this particular video, I'm going to share with you my own experience and also give you a bit of advice. Okay. Now, again, this is only my opinion, so take it with a pinch of salt. Okay. Now, I have the right to share this with you because I've authored more than 10 books. All right. So basically, I have the right to share this with you. Now, let me share with you my story. I was in the UK studying. I was there for 8 years. When I was there, I wanted to write a book. I wanted to write a book on how to study. How to study. Why? Because I attended a special course on how to study. It's all about exam technique. And I attended the course and I learned a lot of things, and I was inspired to author a book on how to study. And I did a research during that time in UK, in the bookstore and so on. There were no books on how to study. This was many, many years ago, in the 1980s, early 80s, all right? There was no book on how to study. And so what happened was that, I wanted to write, but you know what? I did not write the book at all. That is what a lot of people do. They postpone and nothing happened. So I was one of those people who wanted to author the book. I did not author the book. So when I came back to Malaysia, I still have that desire to author a book. So I did not do so as well until I went to a seminar. I attended a seminar in Malaysia, and basically in that seminar, I was sitting beside one young man. He was much younger than me, but he is a PhD holder, and he authored a book, and I was so inspired. I thought to myself, this young man authored a book. He's much younger than me. He should have waited for me. Let me author my book first, then he got the right to author the book. But let me tell you, nobody's going to wait for you. Isn't it true? So I was inspired with him, and I asked him for permission to meet up for a cup of coffee after the seminar, which he was kind enough, and I sat down over a cup of coffee with him for about 2 hours, I think, and I absorbed everything that he shared with me. I asked him a lot of questions and so on. And after that, I make a decision, a committed decision that I'm going to come up with my first book. I'm going to come out with my first book within the next 3 months. That's all. So I make a committed decision, which is very important in whatever you do. You got to make a committed decision. And true enough, within 3 months, I came up with my first book, which is called Cappuccino and Success. Okay. Now, I came out with the book. You know what? I went back to the seminar again and saw some of the graduates there and showed them the book. And you know what? Most of them told me, Richard, this is a simple book, It is just a compilation of stories and so on. I can do it as well. So instead of encouraging me, they are discouraging me. Because the truth is that if you're looking for validation from other people, you can be waiting for the rest of your life. You should validate yourself. That's it. So what happened was that, I wrote the book, and they are just telling me that they could have written the book as well. That's the big difference between a doer and a dreamer. People dream about it, but they do nothing. But I took action. I came up with my book, and it became a reality. Okay? So what happened is that, it's important to realize that, you don't have to seek validation from other people, because nobody is going to validate you, that's for sure. So I was quite annoyed, I would say. So, you know what? I decided to come up with my second book. And within a few months, I came up with my second book. And after that, I keep on coming up with a book, and today I authored more than 10 books. More than 10 books. I always say, success is the greatest revenge. You keep your mouth shut, that's it, So basically, I came up with more than 10 books over the period of years, right? And I have authored books on internet marketing, on personal development, and on marketing as well, including network marketing. Okay, so basically, I made a committed decision and I came up with a book. Nobody in my family had ever authored a book, and I'm the first one. And I'm proud of myself for being able to do that. Not only one, but more than 10 books. Now, what I want to tell you is that you can learn something from this story before I proceed, right? Number one, no one is going to wait for you. If you don't take action, no one is going to wait for you. Like, I didn't author the book on how to study. Today, if you go to the bookshop, there are plenty of books on how to study. Isn't it true? Nobody is going to wait for you. The second thing is that if you want to get advice, please get advice from people who have done it and who are successful. I asked the young man who had authored a book. I didn't ask somebody on the street or my good neighbor or my good relative outside there who had done nothing on writing a book. I'm sure they would discourage me. But if I want to author a book, I ask somebody who has done it and who successfully done it. That's what I did. That's a second lesson. Because why? Napoleon Hill, in his book, Think and Grow Rich, he said, opinion is the cheapest commodity on earth. Everyone is willing to throw their opinion at you. But before you listen to them, right? Remember this, before you listen to them, look at the life they're living. Is that the direction you're heading? Because that is the direction you're heading if you listen to them. Okay, so the second thing is get advice from people who have done it. The third thing is, when you start is not important. The young man is still today, until today, he has got one single book that he authored. I have authored more than 10 books. So when you start is not important. I started later than him, but today I ended with more than 10 books. So remember this. There's nothing as being late, People say, oh, I'm already late. No. Whenever you start, you can make things happen. Okay? When you start, it's not important. And I authored more than that. And the other thing I want to tell you is that momentum is very important. A lot of people set a goal. Once they reach the goal, they're very tired. And they slow down and they stop. And if you want to start again, the momentum is low. It's very difficult to start. So you got to ride on the momentum. When I authored my first book, I did not stop. Why? I used the momentum to author my second book, my third book, and so on. So it's important not to lose your momentum, because once you lose momentum, you become lazy. It's so difficult to move again. Isn't it true? Just like you push a car, right? When you start pushing a car, it's difficult. It's heavy. But once the car starts moving, it's easy to push the car now. But when you stop, you got to start all over again. Isn't it true? So momentum is important. And the last one is, to tell the truth, I did not attend any seminar or courses on how to write a book. I know there are people who attended seminar and they pay a lot of money for attending the seminar to how to write or author a book. But you know what? At the end of the seminar, they never authored any single book. So it's not the courses or the seminar that you attended. It is your mindset. Once you make a decision, make it happen. I made a committed decision, and within 3 months, I came up with my first book. So the good news is that everybody can author a book. It is a matter of decision and commitment to it. That's about it. Okay? Today, I authored more than 10 books. And what you need to author the book, let me give you in simplified form, right? What you need. Number one, of course, you need to author the book, right? You got to write the book. Number two, you need to have an editor to edit your book, right? I mean, like me, my English sometimes is, not sometimes, a lot of times, it's not as good. So I got to get to the editor to edit it. Of course, I got to pay them to edit the book. You also need to get the graphic, okay? The graphic for the book cover, the front and the back, and also for the content of the book, because I have got some drawings there in my book, Cappuccino and Success. So I got to get somebody to design the graphic for me. All right. And also, you got to get a printer, right? You got to get a printer, a reliable printer to print it for you. And today is very easy, I think, When I authored my book back there, it's so expensive, it's so difficult, because every single page, they got to take a photo of it. They got to have a photo of it. That's how difficult it is. They use film. Yeah, that's it. It's a white one, no, not the black, like the normal one. It's a white one. So basically, if you got 150 pages, that means 150 film taken. So it's very time consuming, and of course, it's very expensive. Okay, today I think the technology has changed. It's much easier now. Okay, so basically, you need to have printer, and the last thing, you need to have ISBN as well. What is ISBN? At the back of the book, there is a barcode, right? The barcode to track the book. So to get the ISBN, I don't know about other countries, but in Malaysia, you just got to go to the National Library. But today you can apply for it online. You can apply for it online, and the only thing is that they need a few copies of the book to put in the library. That's all. Of course, you have to give them for free, which is publicity for you as well. They will put the book in the library. So that's how in Malaysia we get it from the National Library. I have to go to the National Library previously, but today you just go online, you can get it done. So it's much easier today. There's no excuse whatsoever. All right. Now, the book are marketed how? There are two ways I market the book. The first one is I market through the bookshops. Okay, to the bookshop. Physical copies. I got to get some distributors to help me to distribute the book. All right, I got to get distributors to distribute the book for me. If I am not mistaken, I got what you call in Malaysia NPH. I got the other one is Times to distribute the book for me. But it is not easy to get them to distribute the book for you. For all I can advise you is that the credit period they say is 3 months. They take the book in 3 months. They are supposed to pay you, but most of the time they will drag on and on and on. And the other thing is that once the book, is spoiled or what, well, they will return it to you. Okay, so those are the things that we have to go through, and the commission is very, very high. But well, that is what you have to go through if you want to author a book and you market it. Okay, now the other one is more which I advise you to do, because I also compile it into ebooks and sell it on the internet. Those were the days, remember, those were the days when we don't use PDF. Today, PDF is very common. Last time I got to buy a separate software. It is called the EXE version, whereby I got to use the software to compile the book. It's not like today, you just compile using PDF. It's so easy. Last time it was difficult. So I got to get ebook compiler and so on, and compile it into the EXE version, and I market it on the internet. Today it's all in PDF format. Okay, and I like the ebook version because you don't have to print, you don't have to store it, and it's all delivered online, which is instant, and it's on autopilot. That's it. The book copy is not it's more difficult. Yes, of course. All right. And then when you print the book, let me advise you: when you print the book, you get the printer. How many copies? The more copies, the cheaper. Yeah. So I would suggest that you start with 500 copies or 1,000 copies of the book, which is quite a lot, and the cost will be lower if it is higher. Okay, maybe some people print more than 1,000 copies, but for me, I print only 1,000 copies. That's all when I started off. Okay, well, because the book, you can't keep for long. You get spoiled and so on. So it's advisable to be able to, and then in terms of space as well, it takes a lot of space. I got my own storeroom, whereby I have a lot of books there. And because one book itself got so many books that you have to keep the space for, and if you're talking about 10 books, you have a big problem. Okay? So, what I want to encourage you is that you can do it too. Do you believe you can do it too? Every one of you outside there can do it too. You know why? A lot of people have got a lot of fear, a lot of doubt. Let me clear it for you. Some people say, hey, my English is not good. Who cares? You can write and get an editor to edit it for you. Isn't it true? I mean, for me personally, my English is not that good either. But then I can still author the book and get editor to edit it for me. Number two, I'm not creative, Richard. I'm not creative. I can't author a book. Hey, let me tell you. You be creative when you write on something you're passionate about. Isn't it true? When you're passionate about something, you have a lot of ideas, that's for sure. Of course, you ask me to write a book on how to cook. I got no passion and I got no creativity, that's for sure. But you ask me to write a book on something I'm interested in, like personal development, internet marketing. Of course, I can write because why? I have passion on this topic. Okay? Now, the third thing is that people say, it takes a long time. It takes a long time to write a book. My friend, have you heard the saying? If you want to eat an elephant, one small little bite at a time. One small bite at a time. That's it. So if you can write a day, write one page, that's all. One page is less than one article long, you know. If you can write one page a day, let me assure you, one page a day, which is not a lot, right? One page will take you maybe 10-15 minutes, that's about it. Yeah, honestly, if you can write one page a day, in 5 months, you have 150 pages book. Yeah, 150 pages book. But to tell the truth, the book don't need to have 150 pages. I've seen a lot of ebooks outside there. They're selling 30 over pages. That's it. Okay, but of course those are ebooks format, right? But the thing is that you know, if you want to get a printed copy, you know, at least it must be reasonably reasonable length. And the other thing is that you can also do with Kindle as well. I'm not sure about Kindle. Don't ask me anything about Kindle because I don't publish in Kindle. But if you want to do, you can go to Amazon and you know, you publish it as Kindle as well. Okay. Another bit of advice I can give you is that don't go through a publisher. What I do, I self-publish my book myself. That means I got to do everything myself. I got to pay for everything myself. Because if you go to a publisher, of course, you know, they will pay the money for all the printing and so on. But the thing is that when you go to a publisher, you don't have much right to the book because the publisher will hold the right to the book. Yeah, and you probably earn maybe 10-15% of it. That's all. The rest will go to the publisher. All right, so I self-publish myself. Every single cent I earn is all mine, 100%. And the other thing is that it is my book. I can do whatever I like. I can put whatever price I want. I can offer for free to my people or friends or whatever I can because that is my own book. But when you go to a publisher, it's very strict. And they pay according to a percentage, right? Commission on how much, how many books are sold and so on. Well, I put this way, you know. Lastly, I want to tell you not to discourage you, right? I'm not here to discourage you, but I tell you everybody can write a book. But the last thing I want to tell you is that in countries, I don't know, maybe in Malaysia, other countries, I'm not sure, you don't really make much money from authoring a book, from writing a book. Oh, that's true. Because why? Unless you're writing Twilight, unless you're writing, you know, what you call Harry Potter or something like that, then you can make a lot of money. But if you are just writing a book, you won't be making that much money. But you know what? The byproduct of that is that you have confidence and people will admire and respect you. Because how many authors are there outside there? Okay? So that's my sharing for today. I hope that you learned something from here. And to end this, I want to again encourage you that, you know, you outside there all can author a book. There's a book within you. It has not come out, that's all. All right? So to end this sharing, let me summarize for you. Okay, let me summarize for you. Basically, I was inspired and took action myself. I didn't go for any courses of whatsoever. Okay, and what you need is editor to edit your book. You need the graphic artist to do the graphic for you. You need to be able to get the ISBN, the barcode, right, to put at the back of the book. And also, you need to get a printer, a reliable printer. And you got to negotiate with them about the costing and so on. Because if you don't know, then it can be very expensive. Okay. The other thing is that how you market it is basically you can market it by physical book, which is you sell in the bookshop or on seminars. You know, you sell. I do sell my book during my seminars as well. I put a bookshelf there and I sell during the seminar as well. Or, you know, the best way to do it is convert into ebooks and sell it on the internet. Right? When you sell on the internet, your book can go worldwide. Just what you need to do is just get a website up, get a website, a simple website, and then you can market it. Okay, the only thing you got to get a payment system, which I think today you can use PayPal or Stripe. Okay, or you can use ClickBank. When I first started, I used ClickBank because why? ClickBank will set up everything for you. Even the affiliate program is set up by ClickBank. Okay. Then the other thing is that you must know that you can do it, my friend. Because why? Whether your English is good or not, whether you're creative or not, whether, you know, whatever reason you have, all are BS, my friend. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it too. Okay? And remember this, one page a day. One page a day takes you maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes to write. If you do it consistently in 5 months, you have a book of 150 pages. Is that good? It's good. Okay, so I hope that you learned something here, and I appreciate your time that you spend with me. And please, if you like what you watch and what you hear, please feel free to like, to share, and also to comment. I appreciate that very much. And most of all, I appreciate your time that you spend with me here. Basically, the time that you spend with me here to listen to me. And I hope that my sharing is of value to you. That's all. You see, on social media, the truth is that, you got to give value. That's all. I'm not earning a single cent, but I'm sharing my knowledge with you. Okay, so that is what social media is about. It's not about selling, pushing people to buy from you or join you or whatever it is. So that's all my sharing today, and I will see you again on Friday for another session of my live video. Okay, so this is Richard Quek from Malaysia, wishing you good night and goodbye.